So let's kick off with the macro situation here. Bitcoin off its all-time highs that we hit around the election of Donald Trump. How much is this about disappointment over Trump's policies so far, and how much of this is a macro situation? Chao, do you want to start?
Sure. I think before or around the time when Donald Trump was elected, the market, including both the institutions and the retailers, they all had very high expectations. But we all know that for a regulator or for a government policy, from an idea, from expression of an instance to action plans, it takes time. And given the volatile nature of the market, it's in some extent very sentiment driven. When the regulation is not as clear as expected, or when it's not a strong support or actionable action list, the market will be a little bit disappointed in a way.
Okay. Richard?
So if you look at the long-term drivers, and if you ask anybody in the crypto industry, right, people will prefer the current administration compared to the last one, right? Last administration, you have Operation Choke Point 2.0 in progress. And then, you have regulation via enforcement, which is extremely tough for the industry to grow. And President Trump came in very pro-crypto, came in and introduced a strategic reserve for US and crypto. I think that's a very landmark issue on that front. And we're going to come, and he has appointed many smart administrators to the respective agencies. And he has the Senate and the House behind him with very pro-crypto legislators. So we are very bullish on that front. So long-term drivers are strong. But crypto market, as with any asset class, is not immune to macroeconomic situations, right? So what we believe we're seeing is a tactical retreat rather than a structural decline, right? If you remember 2022, Bitcoin, after several rounds of Fed rate hikes then, also went below 20,000, but it bounced back off up. So again, this is one of those situations.
With the Bitcoin reserve, Richard, was it what you expected? Because it was obviously just the seized Bitcoin rather than new purchases, which many in the market had hoped for.
Well, I think it's a good first step. I think the positivity coming out from that is much stronger, right? The messaging is, look, the largest government, the largest economy, the biggest capital market in the world is now holding Bitcoin as part of a reserve. It will cause many other governments to think through the issue, to sit up to say, hey, should we start doing allocation into crypto and Bitcoin, right? So many sovereign wealth funds are already starting to consider those issues. We were at Davos together, and Larry Finn spoke at that and said, in his conversation with all the big sovereign wealth funds, it's not a question of whether to allocate. It's whether allocating 2% or 5%, right? So we are having a lot of those important conversations now, and we are seeing, the long-term drivers are very, very strong.